Man, I just love wind chimes, don't you? I find that everybody on the internet loves them just as much as I do. Anyway, so what's going on is we bought half a cow. And something that's really cool when you buy a half cow from a farmer, at least the farmer we bought it from, is that they will invite you out to the farm if you want, and you can collect the organs. Sometimes people don't want those. Anjum and I were very interested in it. So on this video, we're not going to go through the process of buying the half cow and talk about that, but we are going to go through the organs, which is going to be really fun. If you got it, look at Ookie stomach for stuff that's gross or whatever. I don't think the stuff's gross. There wasn't a lot of blood. It was surprising, but whatever. If you're queasy, skip the video. I get it. Just click like, maybe. Help me out. So we're going to go through these organs. Anjum's going to process them, talk a little bit about the nutrient value of them, and then we're actually going to cook some liver. So that'll be kind of fun, I assume. And hopefully we teach ourselves something cool, and hopefully we teach you guys something cool too. I really hope. I really like this idea of being self-sufficient, but also using more parts of these animals. And maybe that for you just starts with eating the dark meat on the chicken, but going beyond that, finding ways to prepare these organs that are tasty, that's cool. But also just using them so things don't go to waste. We like that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through the organs today. Getting ready. Here we go.
15.
Oh my goodness. Look at the size of that thing. That's like 18 inches across, probably. Maybe bigger. And lift up the heart again. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Should we see the tongue? Yep. Oh.
It's got to be fun. I got to figure out how to peel that.
Goodness gracious. And there's the oxtail. Cute little tail.
Look at that fat, man. Look at that chunk.
Holy smokes. Sheriff, back up. He's going to try to get that heart. Sheriff's going crazy right now. You going to be okay, buddy? You can't have the big
put
foot
all
now.
this.
You got to freeze it.
You don't want to freeze the liver if we're going to try and eat it.
Well, don't freeze all of it, but how long can we refrigerate all of that for? So I think the oxtail's 2 pounds, 5 ounces. We're going to weigh that first. How much do you think it weighs? I didn't even lift it up. I'm going to be wrong. Oh, I was pretty close.
Nearly 3 pounds.
Yeah.
That's 2 pounds, 14 and a half ounces.
Yeah, I didn't. Okay. This is, hold on, let me see. That's 5 pounds. What do you think? Yes. What? That weighs less than the oxtail?
Nearly 3 pounds.
Oh, wow, that's heavier than I thought it was.
Yeah,
Light as a
just
feather.
about 3 pounds.
That's great for a little light meal. Okay. The heart weighs, hold
5
on.
pounds.
That's a 5 pounder. That's pretty close. Okay, here we go. This is 5 pounds. Oh!
5 pounds, 6 ounces, so nearly 5.5 pounds.
Hi, hi, hi. The heart's the coolest looking one.
I don't even know if this scale goes up this high.
That's
this thing's
15.
like
That's 15,
20
20 pounds. Yeah, this is 21 pounds.
Yeah, this container's
I'll go high.
probably just slightly more
It's a
than
couple
that
ounces more. It
container.
doesn't matter. It's so heavy. Wow.
14
Only
and
15
a half
pounds. I was going to say 15. I think it's just massive, though. I thought when we were getting that, it was going to be like the kind of liver you see on the 50s shows. It's like a little liver on the plate with onions. But no, this would feed.
I mean, 15 pounds, you usually don't cook more than a pound of meat in a meal.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about that. Like, if you were out there and, you know, chasing down the wild buffalo and you downed a buffalo, I mean, this would feed everyone in your family and, like, your family's family. Like, that'd feed 15 people.
And that's usually what they eat first.
Yeah.
That and the heart.
Yeah, and it's super nutrient rich. Like, that's what saved people's lives. Like, that's pretty neat. Sheriff, get away with there, buddy. Can't eat that. Wow. How exciting. Yeah, that went pretty well.
I used to get stuff like this when I was feeding the dogs raw. That's like nearly cartilagey.
Mm-hmm.
That is cartilagey, I think, or is that? Oh, that's fat.
Yeah, I've had beef heart before. Tasted good. Yeah, you definitely got some tough stuff in there.
Yeah, I assume it's something you braise slowly.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, that one lady eats it raw, heart tartare, just super thinly sliced with salt.
Really not my style.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that.
Post this on YouTube, I'm just going to lose every follower.
I know, you gotta make a different channel.
Nope.
Make
This is
my
it.
channel.
This is what we're doing. Do you want this to be the first video on your channel?
Look at all that fat. That's some good fat.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, you never really think about it like this. There is so much nutrition there. And we just...
Oh yeah, heart is super nutritious too.
And it was optional to get that from the farmer. Like, we are so pampered. We're like, oh no, I just want the steak cuts. But you know, I just want the glory cuts.
Well, I mean, we do ourselves a disservice by being so spoiled. I mean, we need this nutrition that's in these parts because these are trace vitamins and nutrients that aren't found in regular muscle meat. Like the heart, for instance, very high in CoQ10 and I believe vitamin K. Super important for health. And you need vitamin K and CoQ10 together. It's one of those things that you need together. And implicated in people who have migraine disorders is a deficiency in those. All right, let's chop up this liver.
Every time I look at this thing, it gets bigger. So what all is in the liver?
Liver is super high in B vitamins, most notably B12. And I don't know, I'd have to go back and look it up again, but there's also a lot of trace vitamins and minerals like vitamin A, zinc, like selenium, different trace things that you don't really think about. B is huge. I mean, I pay a lot of money for beef organ capsules, freeze-dried powdered beef organs in little capsules to get all these vitamins and nutrients. And if I can just learn to like it in food, then, you know, this was essentially free. I mean, we're paying for the meat, but we don't have to pay extra for this when we buy our half a cow. So I think grinding it and mixing it with ground beef is hopefully gonna be a good way to go. It doesn't smell bad.
It actually smells kind of
It
nice.
smells pretty good.
Yeah, I like.
It's kind of making me hungry.
Yeah, it's strange. I was gonna say the same thing. It's a really pleasant smell to have in the kitchen. It's a very kitcheny smell. That's surprising. Yeah, you'd expect it to smell. I don't know what you. Well, not expect it to smell like. It doesn't smell like.
Well, just more pungent, but it's almost got like
It's
a
not a bad pungency.
sweet smell to
Yeah.
it almost. Just, I guess, because it's brand new, fresh.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
fresh.
This thing was walking around this morning.
Let that be a lesson to all of us. Yeah, it doesn't even smell like that ground beef smell. You know, that ground beef smell. You smell it, and it smells. Sometimes it smells a little too meaty, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially when you buy like cheap ground beef. To me at least, it has a smell where I'm like, oh, all right. If you let it get to room temperature, you're like, I don't know. It doesn't always smell exactly right at room temperature. And this has been just out. It hasn't been frozen. You can go to Geno's.
Really?
And they will serve you liver and onions. But you got to wonder, like, how long's that liver been hanging out there? You know, 'cause nobody orders it anymore.
I mean, I see it in the grocery stores, but usually only stores that serve Hispanic populations.
Yeah. Yeah, my grandpa talked about, you know, like, it wasn't exactly a staple, but it was something they would eat because it was cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And they were poor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so he hated it because it was poverty food.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, you think about his parents, you know, they were broke because they were sharecroppers. So they didn't have any money. And so they're just trying to figure out ways to get nutrition into their kids. And so, yeah, cheap liver, no problem. Let's feed it to our kids. You know?
And unknowingly at that time, it probably made them so healthy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Grandpa was strong as an ox. Literally. Yeah, for that reason. It's interesting, you know, how that worked out. Those farm boys were so stout, and it was a very real consequence of their poverty that they would have children die of malnutrition, but the doctors would call it wasting,
Mm-hmm.
as if it was a disease.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other things they would call it. There was a kind way of saying you couldn't get your kids enough nutrition.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, yeah, and it's changed now. Now, of course, it's the other way around where, like,
Children are obese and have diabetes.
in poverty, yes, because we've done too good of a job of supplying these nutrients and fats and sugars. That's what
but
happened.
it's the macronutrients, the fats and the sugars, and we can talk about why that is. Corn and soy subsidies. That's cheap food.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's the truth. Keeps people
Gives
alive.
weight of nutrition.
Yep, keeps people alive. Like white bread, where they're injecting nutrients into it to keep people alive. It's not so necessary here anymore. Oh, no, this is interesting. Where was he saying he cut this? This is the oxtail.
Find the joint.
Was there multiple joints or just?
Well, yeah.
That's like okay, yeah. Hey,
So that's the bone.
First try. Chop it up that small, it doesn't really matter.
Just gotta fit in
gonna
the soup pot.
Soup it.
This is super thick, so.
See, this one smells completely different.
Look at the fat on that. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Doesn't really have a smell.
Oh, so I can smell it. It smells different than that liver. Sheriff, away from the liver. You're super pumped. Alas, you get none.
Just wait, Sheriff. When we get half a pig, then you'll get something out of that.
Maybe.
Sharpen this knife. Oh, good cut. Look at that. Look at how dark that is. That meat.
Wow.
So much nutrition. And this liver, I mean, this is pristine. I mean, this is such a healthy animal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they took really good care of these cows.
100% grass-fed.
You don't think they ate some flowers every now and then? Or clovers?
You know what I mean.
Just making sure.
Can't find the joint on this because it's so thick.
Pretty good
This
guess.
is going to make amazing soup. It's going to make such good broth. I feel like I'm going to take a little of this fat off. I think. Because I want to try my hand at rendering tallow for cooking oil.
Does that mean you just heat it up until it melts down?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, heat it very slowly until it melts, and then there will be solid pieces that kind of rise to the top, so you strain those off. But this is where all the omega-3 fatty acids are, is in the fat. Grass-fed. Full of omega-3.
A lot of fat there. It's about
Not that I mind fat in my soup broth. I actually do prefer it. But I feel like when I'm going to make a bone broth and it's going to cook for 4 or 8 hours, that I don't necessarily want the fat cooking that long. I don't really have a verifiable reason for that. It just seems excessive. There you go. It's beautiful. This is for pho. I'm so glad we got this.
yeah. He was saying
To think that it almost would have got thrown away.
Yeah.
God.
He was saying that previously he would go to the butcher, and the butchers were just throwing it away because the tails were shriveling after the meat was hanging for 2 weeks. So he just recently started saying, no,
Saving.
leave the oxtail here. Maybe the people will want it. Yeah, the broth that comes off that's stinking awesome. It's tasty stuff.
Sure. Go.
And stuff, not a lot of blood either. That's something that's always seemed funny to me. Like, I don't know, expect there to be a big mess. It's actually really clean, kind of dry. You know, maybe a little bit, but ain't nothing. Yeah, we're cutting up anything else, or is this an
No,
evening?
I think I need to do some research on how to peel a tongue. I think actually now, if I remember correctly from the Mexican restaurant, they cook it like 2 or 3 times. So I think they cook it whole and then peel it and then cook it again. So I think that's what we gotta do.
From what my buddies have told me, there's a lot of cooking involved because
Yeah.
it's tough.
'Cause this is the
I mean, yeah,
toughest muscle
pick
in the
it up
animal.
from there, and the thing hardly moves.
Yeah.
It's not flopping around.
No, I mean you can't even
Oh, it's
squish that.
Yeah, it's very strong. Yeah, so they stewed it at the restaurant multiple times before or boiled it or whatever multiple times before peeling it. Yeah, I've seen videos of peeling it. I think they had done it before, so we're gonna find out. Well, was that it?
Yeah, now I'm just gonna put it in bags.
Are you happy?
I'm happy.
God, and we're not even started yet. Maybe we'll go talk to the butcher tomorrow. Get some tendon. Hey.
Alright. That's as much bacon grease from about a whole package of bacon. Onions are browned. Liver's going in. Liver was soaked in milk for a couple of hours. And you're only supposed to barely cook it until it's just browned. No overcooked liver.
This is the
First
biggest.
you taste bacon, then you taste onion, then you taste liver.
What's liver taste like?
Liver.
So this is an abruptly edited wrap up since we didn't talk about it, about how the beef liver tastes. How did it taste?
The beef liver in the liver and onions tastes like how a cow smells. Mildly.
Mmm.
It needs lots of onions.
And lots of bacon. But it's good for you. So you have to eat it all or you don't get dessert.
You didn't eat it all.
No, and I didn't get dessert.
Debatable.
I might have had dessert.